Welcome to the best racing channel in the world. We got Bowman Gray Stadium racing coverage and the TCW and post race show. Burt Myers, he got the win, so he gets the championship. Welcome to the Charlie Warren Network, the best racing channel in the world.
This is Burt Myers.
And this is Brandon Ward.
And you're watching the Charlie Warren Network.
What is up, best racing channel in the world? Welcome back to another video here on the Charlie Warren Network. And we are here once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the NFL playoff predictions. It's finally time to get into it. It's hard to believe that we are here once again. I believe this is like, the third or fourth year that we've done this. It is pretty crazy too that we're doing this once again. But here we are, 2024 and 2025 NFL playoff predictions. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start on the AFC side of the bracket. As you can see there, we have the wild card round with the number 4 Houston Texans versus the number 5 LA Chargers somehow making it in. The number 3 Baltimore Ravens going up against the number 6 Pittsburgh Steelers, not Pirates. This is not baseball, Charlie. I do that every year nowadays, it seems. But anyway, and then we have the number 2 Buffalo Bills going up against the number 7 Denver Broncos. So first off, we'll start with the number 2 Buffalo Bills and the number 7 Denver Broncos. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I feel like that's an easy pick. Buffalo is really good this year. And Denver is not. They barely snuck in because of the smart way the Chiefs had to end the season. So anyway, we're not gonna get into that, but we're gonna go ahead and just move on before I get a bunch of hate in the comments. But anyway, I'm picking the number 2 Buffalo Bills over the Denver Broncos. No question about it. That's a pretty easy pick. Now we have the number 3 Baltimore Ravens going up against the number 6 Pittsburgh Steelers, not Pirates. In the second wild card game of this video, and I'm gonna tell you what, man. I honestly was kind of rocking back and forth with this game, but I am deciding to roll with the number 3 Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Although he is not the greatest playoff quarterback there has ever been by no stretch of the imagination. But I do think that he will be able to, as is telling, my computer's talking to me again, guys. It says the OneDrive's not connected, so anyway, without getting too, I'm just going to go ahead and, the number 3 Baltimore Ravens, they just seem like a better team. And don't get me wrong, though, I was really, really having a tough one with this, so I do believe this might be one of the closest games in the AFC wildcard round. So, anyway, moving on to the number 4 Houston Texans versus the number 5 LA Chargers. I'm gonna go ahead and just say this is another kind of easy pick. I'm going with the number 4 Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud and his group of guys that's gonna. I believe it's going to show up and show out against the LA Chargers. They're not that great of a team. And so, that's why I'm picking them. So now we'll go ahead and head over to the NFC side of things where we see the number 4. First off, we see the number 1 Detroit Lions. Last year they were number 3 and a shock to everybody. But this year, one of the best teams in the NFL, and they locked up the number 1 seed. But as far as the wild card round, we have the number 4 LA Rams versus the number 5 Minnesota Vikings. And then we have the number 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the number 6 Washington Commanders. And then we have the Philadelphia Eagles, number 2 seed, going up against the number 7 seeded Green Bay Packers. We'll start off with the number 2 Philadelphia Eagles and the number 7 Green Bay Packers. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Eagles because the Eagles are, quite honestly, probably one of the best teams in the NFC other than the Lions, of course. And Green Bay is just not the best. This year, they have been on the uprise a little bit here in these last couple of years for Jordan Love, but they just hadn't showed out quite yet. So I am going with the number 2 Philadelphia Eagles for that matchup. So now we head over to the number 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the number 6 Washington Commanders. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I do believe that the Number 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Baker Mayfield, will lead this team to victory over Washington. Don't get me wrong, I hate to do this because I like Washington, but I just don't believe that they are quite up to par with Tampa Bay. So I feel like this honestly could be a low-ranked upset to me. Like, I feel like Washington could actually win this game somehow, somewhere. I mean, any team can win on any given Sunday, but still, that's just how I see it. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and head over to the number 4 LA Rams hosting the 14-2 Minnesota Vikings at the number 5 spot. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Rams in this game. The Vikings are really good this season. They somehow, some way, under the influence of Sam Darnold, this team has just performed out of their minds. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Minnesota Vikings over the LA Rams. The Rams, they're not very good anymore. They just don't have that Super Bowl magic they had back with Matthew Stafford's first season with them. And they're just an old team, and they just haven't, I guess, gotten over the hump of that of that Super Bowl 46 run. So now let's just go ahead and go back to the AFC side, where we have the number 1 Kansas City Chiefs going up against the number 4 Houston Texans. So we do have another divisional matchup between the Chiefs and the Texans in Kansas City Arrowhead Stadium. To me, Kansas City has all the luck right now of any team in the league. They have the most luck. I will say, though, if you are a ref saying that the Chiefs are being held by the refs, get a life and start watching the Chiefs. I mean, yes, they have missed several calls, but still, it's not the refs' fault that they block a field goal and kick a game-winning field goal with seconds to go, that the Panthers give them a minute and a half to drive down the field and score a touchdown. That's just not the refs' fault. That's the Panthers' fault because they just underestimated, I reckon, either that or didn't go slow enough. So, anyway, I do think the Chiefs get this win here. They are the luckiest team in the league. I will say that. They do have a lot of luck on their side right now. So, yeah, I'd say they beat Houston. I don't know. It would be kind of interesting if they did go down 24-0 once again. That would be actually kind of funny. Can't make them win the game. But, anyway, now let's go ahead and move on to the second AFC divisional matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens, where Baltimore will have to go up to Buffalo to play this game. And once again, I do believe that Buffalo will show their dominance in the AFC, and they will get the win over Baltimore. Baltimore is not as good as they was last year, and Lamar Jackson is just not the answer at quarterback in the playoffs. He's just not. He's not a good playoff quarterback at all. And I just think Josh Allen will not have a field day, but he will have a good game. So I do think this would be a good matchup. But yeah, I think the Bills win this matchup. So now let's head over to the NFC divisional round. We have, first off, the number 1 Detroit Lions of all teams. The number 1 Detroit Lions in their second run of dominance in the NFC over their division rival that also, well, they're not 14-2. What am I thinking? They're 14-3, Charlie. Duh. Alright, anyway, I messed up there at the beginning when I said the 14-2. But the 14-3 Minnesota Vikings. Excuse me. I do believe that this matchup will almost be the same as it was the last game of the season between these two teams. I do think Detroit goes in there and wins over their division rival, the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota has had a good season, but I just don't know if Sam Darnold is prepared for this deep playoff run. So, and I believe the Lions are. They had it last year, and I believe they're going to be even more hungry this year. And they're probably just as good, if not better, than last year. So, yeah, I think that the Detroit Lions beat their division rival Minnesota Vikings and move on to the NFC Championship for the second year in a row. So, anyway, let's move on to the second NFC divisional round matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the Philadelphia Eagles are a whole lot better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Although I will say it wouldn't surprise me to see this matchup go the other way if it did happen. happen. But I do believe that the Eagles are better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they're in a Tampa Bay's in a really bad division. As we all know, probably the worst division in football. But yeah, I think the Eagles are just I think they're going to win this game and move on to the NFC Championship game. So, as we head over into conference weekend, we have the final 4 teams remaining. The Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions, and the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's start with this AFC Championship game. I think this would be like the Chiefs' 6th, maybe, AFC Championship in a row. Because 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And this was the 24 season. So their 7th AFC Championship in a row. Their 6th in Arrowhead Stadium out of the last 7 years. So it's been a definite run of dominance for the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC, I must say. But yes, the Kansas City Chiefs back in the AFC Championship, no surprise there. And then the Buffalo Bills, it's honestly no surprise there either, as these are most definitely the best 2 teams in the AFC. So as we head into this matchup, Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen, I'm going to tell you, man, Josh Allen just doesn't know how to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. He does in the regular season. I will tip my cap to him. He knows how to beat the Chiefs in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, he has no clue how to do it. So he's not going to do it here. The Chiefs will stay undefeated, I'm more than sure, against the Bills in the playoffs. They move on to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. And then, luckiest team in football. They're making it to the Super Bowl once again to go for a three-peat. So, with that being said, let's head over to the NFC Championship where we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Detroit Lions. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, cry Eagles, cry is what we're going to be saying. I believe the Detroit Lions are finally going to get over the pinnacle and make it to the Super Bowl. Can you imagine that? Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl going for their first NFL championship since the 1940s, 30s, and only making their second deep playoff run, as this is actually, if I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that this is only the Detroit Lions' 3rd time in the playoffs. 1992, last season in 2023, and this season, the 2024 season, when they got beat in the wild card round in 92, and obviously last year they made the NFC Championship. They're going to do it again, but this time they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59, and what could quite possibly be the most entertaining Super Bowl in a long time. So, Super Bowl 59, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Now, Kansas City Chiefs, like I said, probably the luckiest team in football this year, going up against the Detroit Lions. But just like all good things have to come to an end, I think the Chiefs' luck cuts them a little bit short. The Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59 champions, the Detroit Lions. Kansas City falls literally 1 game short of a three-peat. But that's just my opinion, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, all right, I know y'all you people were saying, you biased, you going to pick the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Oh my goodness, he picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl over his favorite team. Obviously, if y'all haven't been with me for the past couple years, y'all obviously know I'm a Chiefs fan. I mean, you see my plastic license plate back there for the past however long. Let's see, that was the first Super Bowl back-to-back. So, yeah, man, I think that's how it's going to roll. There may be some people that disagree with me because I have heard that Detroit hasn't played on the exact level that they've been playing all year, but I just don't think it's going to matter. Detroit is going to be hungry this year, man. And I believe that Kansas City will not win the Super Bowl this year. Their luck is, I just think it's going to run out eventually. But anyway, that's just how I see it. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Be sure, y'all, if you haven't already, be sure you go ahead and subscribe. Over 80% of you guys are not subscribed. So, be sure y'all, jump on the subscribe train. Choo-choo. And let's get that subscribed percentage up. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. All I've got for you guys. I honestly kind of want to tell you Super Bowl prediction for the next little bit. Video plans. So obviously the Super Bowl predictions video with quite possibly the best intro of the year. I love putting those intros together. When I go back and look how dumb I look, especially last year, I still can't get over the fact that I picked the Miami Dolphins to make the Super Bowl last year. I just don't know. I don't know what I was just flat out stupid. I'll just tell you that. I don't. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, Super Bowl predictions, that'll be coming up. And then after that, we'll have, hopefully, I cross my fingers, hopefully we will be able to cover the Cookout Madhouse Classic, or whatever they're calling it, at Bowman Gray Stadium, the day before the NASCAR Cup Series Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium. And so, yeah, that'll pretty much round out February, and just kind of give y'all a little bit of a mindset what's coming up here in the next month or so. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. That is officially all I've got for you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. God bless. He loves all y'all. Peace out. I'm gone. We will see you next time. And we'll see y'all next time right before the Super Bowl, when the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs will have to battle it out for the Super Bowl, guys. So God bless. He loves all y'all. Peace out. The 20-some-odd modified touring champion, Burt Myers, he asks you to.
If you haven't subscribed to Charlie Warren's YouTube videos, go ahead and do that now.